Hello everybody, this is ZigZagZog coming to you from somewhere in this world, and we're back to continue our playthrough of Total War Attila, featuring that amazing mod, Medieval Kingdoms 1212 AD. Well, we've done it. We've started the action on the Iberian Peninsula. I bet some of you thought this would this day would never come, but it is here. And we're starting with our siege of Braga. It looks like this is going to be their fiercest, strongest army, but fortunately we have it isolated from an army down here in Evora and Lisbon. So I think we're set up to succeed. We got our trailing armies also that'll be able to come forth. We have this army to try and block any reinforcements, and if they don't show up and come in, he will be able to reinforce and help on the siege also. So I think we got all bases covered to make this a successful campaign against Portugal. We shall find out. As of right now, though, time for our next turn. All right, an uneventful turn, no pop-ups, no surprises. I think that's probably a good thing. We have a new daughter, Aveline, born of Robert and Philippa. A new son, Albert, born to Thomas and Philippa. See, there's so many. I'm telling you, how many Philippas do we have? And we even married one off. Jeez. And let's see, we have David, who is being blocked right now to take over his appointment to Baron of the Exchequer. So we're going to have to use some of our influence, but look at that. We're sitting at 200 influence. I'm feeling confident that we can afford a little bit of that. And Ellen has, faced with some rejection. There will be no marriage nor love either. This man has failed to find a bride, and I don't know that he's 1 point of influence away from going to look again. So poor Ellen. I guess he's too busy recruiting for us down in Montpellier to have put in the serious effort looking for a bride. Let's see. We have our military investment. We know that. We got our typical, although smaller than normal. We've got our population surpluses, so all good there. We did lose a household from Adam, and that's minor, though. That's minor. Let's see, we've completed construction of the city square in Normandy, so hopefully we'll take a quick peek at our public order there. Hopefully that's taking care of things there. The demolition is complete of our noble domain in Atlas. And both those areas. Let's take a look first of all down in Marrakesh. Make sure things, even with that demolition, we still have a +9 as far as public order goes. So I'm happy with that. Now, do we have any religious buildings down here? No, we do not. And by lowering down that noble domain, it allows us to build something else. We have a sugarcane plantation, a physician already. So I'm thinking from a city square, we don't have the ability to build a church now, do we? And our food is just to 0 because we have not upgraded anything else to help with food at this point. What I may just do, let's see, what can we convert to? No, we'd have to demolish one more time to get our church building built, and I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to go with the church building at this point. Our squalor's fine. So we may just be able to go with a pure public order kind of a church. And before I forget, we're here in a new episode after a new save that I've come back in on, so I'm going to increase the slots real quick. And there we go. What has happened is we now have some more growth again. So maybe we build the church there, we hold off, and we build, we pick something like a library, but then we don't have the food consumption that we need. We need slaves for the next level of sugarcane plantation, so maybe no. We'll come back to that one. That's not a big issue. There's no way I'm going to just sit there The other area I wanted to take a look at is Rouen, and we did build that extra building for public order, so we flattened the public order. It's not an issue anymore. So what we're going to do is build one more building to help turn it around for good, so we can maybe upgrade food or whatever if we need to, because it's kind of not super positive at plus 11. So let's see what we want to go with. And since corruption, due to the size of our empire now, is starting to become more of an issue, I think we can go ahead with the gibbet, except it eats into the food that we don't have. So we almost need to increase food, which we can do. Let's see, its fertility is good. So let's see what gives us the most food. We have the sheep herd. There's plus 40 food, 24 additional food because of the so that's 64. Agriculture here gives us 25 from the wheat field plus another 80, so that's 105. 80 right there. So it looks like wheat is probably our best option as far as gaining us the maximum amount of food. So if we did 2,900 plus on wheat, and then we did 4,000, I think we got enough to do both, and then Rouen is done and fixed. So let's do the wheat fields, and let's do the gibbet right here. And that will upgrade plus 3 public order. It'll give us that 1 extra because, or 2 extra, because this will lower public order by 1. So Rouen should be under control now, and we spent our funds for this turn. And what that means is time for a battle. Now on their turn, Portugal decided to pull an army out of Evora and bolster their forces guarding Lisbon. It looks like they've decided we're going to make our last stand over here. So it almost makes me feel,
Ready for orders.
and unfortunately, apparently I cannot come ashore over here. Maybe I can down here and then work up to Evora, since I think we have what we need to deal with Braga alone up there right now. Maybe we can see about taking our forces to land over here and moving on Evora, since they have abandoned it and essentially said, here, we're making our last stand in Lisbon. You have and take what you want. So let's see if we can land this army down here.
Going ashore. Destination reached.
And let's see if we can do the same with our king's army.
Leaving the ship. The way ahead is blocked.
And it looks like he can't quite make it because we got another army in the way. Oh well. And I did notice we've gained some traits. There's a few more things so we must have had somebody else come of age. Let's see, at least we're getting good traits here. Good in a fight for Ralph. Corruption, he lowers corruption, and he is true to his bride. Chance of having illegitimate children is less than the average soul. Zeal, so we're liking Ralph. We finally got oh, well, he was good up to a point. And Edward has gone blind. Who the heck and where is Edward?
Ready for orders.
Holy smokes, our general has gone blind. Oh my lord, what does that do to us? Authority, -5. Cunning, -5. Zeal, -5. Holy smokes, let's take a look at what this general looks like. We may have to, after this battle, look at a little retiring for this general. How old is he also? Let's find out. Well, he's 58. Maybe it's old in that day, but it's really not that old. Loyalty is -2. Oh my lord, that's just authority. Everything else is just ridiculous. Melee. So let's keep him out of the battle. We'll put his army in the battle, but let's keep him himself out of the battle. Oh my goodness gracious. Wow. So we got a blind general going out there. Okay, guys, have at it. Do what you need to do. I trust you. Wow. Oh, my Lord. Okay, well, I guess shit happens. But with that in mind now, though, we're going to go ahead and conduct a little battle here. We, fortunately, our General Edward is in the reinforcing army. That's the good news.
At your service.
For death
Yeah,
and
and we have Adam, who is not blind, that will lead the attack. Thank goodness. So I guess let's make it happen. Let's just conduct this battle.
let them cower
With a
like
reinforcing
kennel
army, it
dogs.
says we really should be able to take them over and take them out. It's saying we have the vast advantage now as opposed to when we first started here. So let's get down in there and let's do it. We're not going to auto-resolve. We're going to have some fun. We're going to control the large army. We have, what does that mean? 6 ladders, 2 battering rams. Oh, no, 4. That's going to be 8 ladders. So we're going to have plenty of ways to gain access to the city. Let's just get down there and make it happen. We'll see you on the battlefield. All right, we got ourselves a nice dry battle conditions, the kind that I like for an assault, because it does not hamper the strength of our forces, and I consider that to be the longbowmen. So let's start deployment. And let's see if our siege has worn down any of the towers. And it does not look, well, I take that back. We do have some towers on this gate over here, although it has support towers that are still at full strength. But just that alone makes me feel that's the side we're going to attack on. Let's just take a look if we have any barricade indicators to let us know where we might expect a barricade. The other good thing about joining the attack over here, no, it's not necessarily a good thing. They could get some of their ballistas versus catapults up on the walls over here. Is there a space we might attack? Which, no, every side's going to have spots for those ballistas and catapults. So, and we more than likely are going to be facing a blockade there. Is there any other obvious choices on this side that we got to worry about? So it looks like when we do breach the walls, and as you know, I'm going to think positive, of course. The gate is 50% damage, so that's not so bad. We are not going to move this way, because odds are that barricade is going to get built once we show that we're attacking on this side. And I don't really see any other barricade locations hinted at over on this side. So I'm going to go bring the army over here. As far as reinforcements, the reinforcements will also come to the same side. I'm going to want to attack a little bit off to an angle, but that's good news. They're going to be right where we want them to come in to support our breach over the walls. So I think we're in good shape here. I think I have no problem with this attack. We'll see you in just a moment when I get back with the setup. All right, we have our setup. We have our bowmen set to regular shot. They're spread formation so they can move up, as we usually do, soften the walls for any resistance that's on the walls themselves. Obviously, we're going to be very keyed in on these 2 positions right here, because we are going to be concerned about catapults versus ballistas that could be in those spots. And if so, we will change to flaming shot to try and take them out quick, try to take them out early. I have my billmen attacking the wall on this side. I have my heavy troops attacking with 3 ladders on this side. I have a spare ladder over here because our reinforcements I'm expecting somewhere off in this general area. So that gives them a ladder to even breach the walls with if we're taking our time or having difficulty over here. Cavalry's in reserve for once we breach the walls per usual. And we do have a strong, originally the AI set up with my longbowmen on the battering ram. Well, we fixed that, and we got dismounted Templar Knights on the battering ram, so no matter what kind of fire is brought down on them, they should make it to the gate. And with it being 50% damage, should be able to burst through, opening the way for our cavalry. And there we go. That's it in a nutshell, or a pretty big nut, but there it is. Let's get this battle started. And let's run up our archers first.
Why do they have to go to war against us?
And let's take a look at these positions on the wall. I do not see any kind of ballistas, catapults on our side over here. Potentially one could be headed that way right now, but for right now we seem to be okay.
The enemy approaches.
And let's get our battering ram going, because that's a critical spot for us, and we will get the ladders moving. And they are pounding their forces to reinforce this side. We are going to have a tough little battle here to get through these walls. While I do feel confident that we'll be able to do such a thing, let's get our catapults moving up. And there are the reinforcements that we've been waiting for. We're going to bring them forward towards the ladder over here. In fact, they're taking a weird path. Let's just see. There we go. That's better. Let's see. Since we don't have catapults up there and active. Oh, we have some catapults taking shots from the distance. That's for sure. They're bringing out spearmen to come against us and challenge us. We're just going to challenge them right back. We're tearing apart their crossbowmen that dared come outside the gate. So our longbowmen are doing their job. Let's focus on some of the stiffer resistance. Mainly spear resistance is what I'm referring to. As our ladders get closer and closer. We're taking catapult hits, unfortunately. We took a solid one there. And they took out one of our ladders. So we're going to get these guys out of the way. In fact, we're going to bring them right down to the front. We don't have a lot of units on the wall that can pepper them with shots, so we're going to bring them over. So their catapults are harming us a little bit. Although we do have a reserve ladder over here. Let's keep working on their spearmen, covering the center.
Enemy units have been rallied.
And our ladders are starting to hit the walls. And our battering ram is about to hit the walls. And there's nobody on the walls for direct resistance right now. That I find quite amazing. Where can we send our own catapults? Shall we try them back here? Let's try our own catapults to knock down some towers over here. How about we try this one? We'll go against the spear, the weakened spear units, and we'll let these billmen take on the crossbowmen. In fact, the crossbowmen have already fallen over here. We are getting peppered from the skirmishers. We're going to get these billmen against these crossbowmen over here. And on this side, we have swords units up on the wall. We're going to go against these crossbowmen, which have the power to punch through us, or we're going to take some units over here against these catapults also and deal with it that way. We should be through the gates shortly, I should hope. In fact, we have billmen over here, which I'm going to take up the ladders also. Come on, we need to take out these crossbowmen. And we're kind of holding this blob over here with that one unit of billmen. He could use some support. And we're going to start getting our longbowmen to work on that blob, holding us up a little bit in the center. The gates are 89% down. Let's get up the walls, guys. Come on, up the walls. We're showing the ability to break through. Our billmen took care of things there. We got new billmen over here to able to come in multiple directions on this side. We're going to deal with these crossbowmen. We're going to take these billmen over here against these crossbowmen here. And our own catapults are still peltering. Over here, we've upped the walls with our swordsmen. And they're having to pull back with their spearmen. We'll follow them with this unit. And I do believe the gates are ours. We can pour in through the gates. We're going to keep our longbowmen out. They're getting aggressive on their own. And we're going to take these billmen out here and see if we can end the resistance over on this side. The barricades are as I suspected right there. That means the rest of our units over on this side. We got a bit of a mob, a bit of a tough battle going on this side. We do have some more units we can bring over here though. And we've got some to join them through the gates. In fact, we'll keep the billmen active over on this side. I think we got enough to control and work on this side. In fact, let's see if we'll keep this one billman unit. Try to put it in there to take care of the tower, and we need to make an advance before we get peppered to death. We took down the tower, and we should strongly overwhelm these guys, I should hope. Let's see how we're doing on the other side, where we need to knock them down. Fortunately, we have swordsmen over here, which really should match up against these guys. Catapults are not going to hold up against us, and he's bringing in his cavalry. Soon I will be able to bring in my own cavalry. Speaking of which, we need to keep pushing against these units that we are stronger than. And what I'm going to do is continue to move my billman over here. This last billman unit, we're going to see if we can sneak him by to come, since there's some cavalry down there. Let's see if these guys can hold the fort over here. Keep them bottlenecked in here. Allow this guy to squeeze around and help me. Okay, we're starting to show our tiredness in battle here. But I would like these billmen to be able to squeak through uncontested, although they're going to be contested. So much for that idea. So we'll take the billmen to follow the crossbowmen down and then keep these two units of billmen over here. Come on, we need to contest these crossbowmen and get around that corner. Time to move against their cavalry here. Our own cavalry is in the gates, and we're going to get ready to charge on in. There's only one unit of spear right at the moment. And it helps, our strong swords units had to do the most battling here, but they hadn't held up. So we're going to get our billmen over here to seal off, and we are going to take our cavalry to the city center. We should have a path now, I hope. Well, not quite, but look at what's holding up the way. units that we should be able to just charge right through. So cavalry, hustle on in. We're going to let our billmen go against the crossbowmen here. We're going to bring a little support up from our swords units, that swordsman units that have rallied. And we even got billmen still back here, kind of resting up, ready to help us out like right now. Cavalry units should be able to just push right through. I expect minimal resistance down here. We got plenty of sword lances that are bottlenecked right at the moment. We'll see if we can push through against these units, and we're starting to make ourselves felt. These are not units that should be able to handle or stand up to a melee situation like this, and you can see them falling back. On this other front, we got some things moving forward. We got to keep them moving forward, though, or we're just going to be taking shots from crossbowmen, which is not what we want to have happen. Crossbowmen have folded.
The enemy have rallied their units.
And back in the city center, are we breaking through yet? They've managed to bottleneck our cavalry quite well. And these are units we should be able to push through. So we're going to try pushing right now with the cavalry. Like I heard one of them say, charge boys, charge. The skirmishers are not going to hold. In fact, one is already broken. The other has already broken, freeing up a charge by our cavalry. Right into their general. Head on. And as reserves, in case that push isn't enough and we need to back them off, we're going to bring the billmen too. Back here, we definitely have a catapult we can take out. We got spearmen coming up our rear. Seems to me our billmen can seal that off. And we have victory. We folded, we broke down their general here, and we're ready to end this victorious battle. Never even brought in any of our reinforcements, so we were able to handle this with our main army. There you go. Decisive victory. Awesome battle to start off our campaign, losing 767 men to their 3,700. 671 enemy have been captured. We're going to occupy.
Commander.
And let's take a look at what we have to do building wise over here, and we really don't have the funds to do what we're going to need to do. Let's see, ecclesiastical domain is probably not something we'll end up needing to keep there. We can probably do a building at some point that'll be more advantageous to us, since this is a Catholic fashion, or Catholic fashion. I like those clothes too. Now, faction. So we shouldn't have the negative effects we have from differing religions. So there we go. What I will do we need to do anything else at the moment? I don't think so. As far as the armies go.
We hunger for battle.
We took main losses from our front. The main troops that took our losses is right there, the ones going up the ladders. I do see a promotion down here on this army. Let's just take a look at here and see if there's anything else I missed, because the traits gained, we went through all those. We gained rally 1. from our general. And there we go. Rank gained John. Whoop, the king. Or Gil. Was he the king? I'm not sure if he was the king or not. But Gil is deceased. The defending general. And John, let's get up here to you. Oh, John in Bordeaux. Bordeaux is fine on sanitation, +9 in public order. So let's see what kind of promotion we can give to good old John. Do we have anything influence-wise? Not that big a deal. Armor-wise, not thinking we're in a threat there, so we'll hold off in case somebody else needs it. He's become flaccid at age 68, poor guy. And procrastinator, he's been sitting in there for a long time. He's fond of gambling, so yeah, he is not the best guy in the world, but we'll keep him there for the time being. And in the meantime, what we can do, authority would help public order. We don't really need that. We got all the monetary tax rate things built up as far as they can go. So do we try to come down here a little bit and see if we can't give him some legendary skills as a governor? Not that he's the kind of legend you think of, but there's nothing really else pressing at the moment. And then we also have William. That should be the general down here that we noticed needed a promotion. Let's give that to him now. The army integrity is solid and good. So, well, we already got our battle movement and campaign movement addressed. Authority, morale, aura 50%. We can upgrade maybe to help with upkeep cost of the commanding forces. So let's see about a little cunning here, if we can find the cunning trait. We'll take cunning. And personal influence is not that high. Let's just go ahead and address your personal influence. And there you go. We've gained silver and grain from the city we've taken over. And there we go. We've made it happen. So next turn we're going to make our move, hopefully, depending on what they do, on Evora. And see how we can continue this battle against Portugal. Kind of a pincer attack. Not how I first planned it up, but then they made their move that allowed me to adjust my plan, and that's what we're doing. Two armies on either side, squeeze them out eventually in the center. Why don't we take our assassin down? We don't have enough funds to probably conduct any assassinating to weaken them down some more. The generals here are only 1 star, so we've gone against their toughest general. I won't say we have gotten rid of our toughest battle yet, but that was a good one to have done. Okay, and this is where we just took over. What we're going to do, we can afford some repairs here. Let's see, 582, 542, 320. We can afford this one, so we're going to repair what we can afford. And we'll hopefully be able to come back and take care of those next to help get that public order back under control. Right now at -9, conquest turn only. That's going to turn around into the positive soon, as long as we're keeping the army there. So not a bad situation at all. What a difference it makes when you do not have the negative religion influences working against you also. I don't know that we have any other trade opportunities left. We're going to leave it at that there. Okay. We do have another army over here. I'd like to continue on the move. I don't think we've touched him yet. And that is what, Paul? Yeah, we're going to keep heading him down to Toulouse. And once he gets there, we'll be able to send over our general over here to do the reinforcing. And then Alan can work on his own little army. The other thing I got to do is think of a replacement for Edward. Edward is as good as he's been for us. Let's take a look at his details. He's 58. I think it's time we have to, unfortunately, retire the man because he went blind. So let's see if we can come up with a general that can take over. We're going to replace, but let me take a look at who is going to be offered as a replacement so I can try and figure out who I want to put there. It's going to be a rookie. It's going to be a green guy. But then again, at least at the moment, we're up against one-star generals down here in Portugal anyway. So now is the time to do it while we before we go against the much tougher generals we'll be facing down the road. So let me see who our general replacements might be as options. Kind of keep an eye on some of our statesmen. The guys that are working as retainers, we're going to see about leaving them alone as choices. Mark, what are you looking like? Let's just see what your skills are like. Irresolute, disgusting. Yeah, we'll pass. And Alan, you're already a general. Let's see if we got some other choices. I'm down over on this direction. Randolph, what are you looking like? You're the heir, so maybe you would be an appropriate general to promote. Let's just make sure you don't have anything nasty as far as traits, and you do not. Nothing to hinder you from becoming a good general. Let's see if there's any household we can help you out with. Authority is not necessarily a bad trait for you. And I think we're just going to do that. Give you a military advisor for authority, and let's see what we can help you out with here. That adds to armor for cavalry units. I don't know that your army has, I have billmen, but I don't think they're considered spear units. And commanded army charge bonus training plus 10% for cavalry recruits. Well, that's the recruits, and I already have the army built. So let's go with the heraldic shield and deal with it that way. So we got to look, when we kick out our blind general, we got to see about hiring and using a Randolph with his lively trait. All right, sorry, thank you for your fine work, but you're gone now, Edward. Paul, Eric, nope, nope, nope. Now, why is my guy not giving and becoming a choice down here? What is it that does not allow me to choose the guy that I want to use?
At your command.
I want you, Randolph. I want Randolph. Oh, there he is. There he is, Lively. Why did I not see him before? But anyway, we're gonna substitute in Randolph. Not enough money to commission a new bodyguard. That's what's holding us up. So we can't make our general switch yet at this time. We need more money, so we're going to have to wait till next turn. So Paul got placed in there instead because he was available. And we didn't need the extra money spent because I think he's subbed in for us before. So Paul, you're in there temporary until we're going to bring our heir as general as soon as we have enough money to be able to bring him in there. So so much for that misplay and misclick. We got the wrong general in there, but we will correct that as soon as we are able to, as soon as we gain some more funds in our treasury. All right, I think we're ready for the next turn and to figure out what our next move will be over here in Portugal. We'll see you on the other side. Okay, there is a new faction destroyed, the Tsardom of Bulgaria. A faction destroyed, the Kievan Pretenders. So a lot of action going off in the distance that's not a concern of ours. We would like... or the Pope would like to have Azim assassinated. We will be rewarded with Catholic Christian support. It's not a big deal at this point. Let's go find out where Azim might be. Way over there, and I think that's just something... I'm going to keep my assassins local because they're... I'm more concerned with keeping my generals healthy and countering any assassins that may go against us while we work on our conquest of the Iberian Peninsula. So the Pope is not going to get satisfied on this one. Population surpluses continue to impress me. The Hafsid Sultanate has gained peace with the Kingdom of Castile, so maybe they're starting to realize they're under threat on the Iberian Peninsula and they're ending any of their wars. Ready for duty. Our blind general has come ready for duty now, and we're just going to skip over that. We got a couple promotions to do. Stephen in Tunis. We have good public order and good sanitation. I think we've probably already upgraded our taxes, but we'll take a look. Yep, we upgraded our taxes. So what we'll do is see about adding a little cunning here for one, just to lower our upkeep maintenance costs in the city. And we'll go with this builder to help any construction costs. If we partake in any down there, that'll help lower those costs also. Edward is gaining a promotion in Biskra. He is doing it. He is promoting fast. So let's give him some other skills here. Not that the ones that we needed the most, he's already obtained. His zeal is up. Why don't we just work on his cunning a little bit now? Just because we don't like those subpar traits. Agent action cost, we'll get that down at least to neutral levels. And there we go. Let's take a look and try and see how things are looking over in Portugal. And see how they may have moved to counter us. They did not move their armies at all over here. What they did do is recruit another general. 3 stars worth of a general. So they maybe they're bringing somebody who's been around a while back into action. Could that be what they're trying to do? But it's probably too little too late.
Ready for battle.
We're going to move against this new general. He's solo. I don't think he has any armies with him. It'll probably cause him to back off, so let's just do that. I'm assuming he will retreat.
To victory!
And he did.
We cannot follow this order.
So what we're going to do is invest in Evora with our lead army
Let them cower like kennelled dogs!
and start building our siege equipment.
Laying siege to the settlement!
The other thing we're going to do is get this
Your orders.
general on board and bring him up for
Disembarking now.
support. Although he's going to be out of range this first turn. So if they're smart, they're going to bring both their armies down to counter me. We'll find out if they're that smart. Now we've
At your
entered a new
command.
turn with new funds available. Let's see if we can get our heir. And let me just refresh my memory with his name. Randolph. Let's see if we have the funds to get Randolph in as general of this army now. I don't think I have the proper...
We hunger
There we
for
go.
battle.
I didn't think I had the proper army picked. Yeah, that's Paul. We do want to get rid of Paul. And not that he's done anything bad, but he's not the general I desire. Yeah, he keeps getting spurned. He's getting used left and right. So let's hope he doesn't gain some more bad traits. Let's replace the general. And we don't have the funds yet to replace him. So let's click on decline. And hopefully he will not get replaced by accident this time. We want Randolph in there. We just apparently don't have the funds to make it happen. And I don't see any indication here of what those funds need to be to make Randolph the new general. Eric can come back in because he's already got, you know, his force with him, you know, his general's guards with him. And same thing with Paul. That's why he was able to take over. So we're going to hold off, leaving Paul in there for the moment. And what I'm going to do with Paul, though, is I'm going to come down a little bit so they're less likely to come over here and reinforce, and see if we can't tempt them to come north a little bit, and see if they're going to try to overwhelm Paul.
Your next
If they
command?
do, I may just retreat and back off, hopefully being in range to reinforce this way. But we're trying to tempt him as a distraction. I would come in here and try to assassinate one of these generals, but they aren't strong enough for me to really worry about. Let's see what it would cost. Yeah, I just don't want to spend the funds, and he's kind of solo right now. So we're going to leave him be for the moment. And just as we expected, up here in Braga, we have public order totally heading in the right direction now. Let's take a look. Wow, I think I'm going to hold off on fixing these up just because public order is okay at the moment. Just to get, I want to get the general I want in this army. Let's put it this way. I want my heir to be a general. So we're not going to spend here. We're going to allow our funds to hopefully build up a little bit first. Well, we're going to repair at least the city itself, the ecclesiastical domain. Well, it's not letting me repair, though, is it? It's allowing me to dismantle or convert. Oh, because it's not available to my faction. Well, let's just check out what the conversion is. We can't afford it. There you go. It's weird that the Catholic Church... Oh, that needs to be repaired. So that is a building we can use. So let's just repair, even though I need these funds. Well, the public order's fine. I'm just going to live with the damaged buildings at the moment because our public order is going in the right direction. My first priority is getting the proper general that I want into the army. Right or wrong, that's the way I'm going to play it. So we're going to advance one more turn here to see how they react to my new investment of Evora, if they're going to bring their forces down. If they do come down in force down here, Well, we'll figure our reaction. I may retreat rather than battle, especially if they bring both those armies down. Since I don't have any reinforcements available to stand up to them, we shall see. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
These people trouble us greatly. I respectfully ask that you do something.
Why do they trouble you greatly? That's what I'd like to know. They're down to one territory. We kind of put the hurt on them, and they trouble you still? I don't think so.
Very well. The empty cup is a sad cup. But sometimes no one will pay the tavern bill.
The empty cup is a sad cup. All right, the holy judiciaries need a leader. And I don't know who died, unfortunately. But we're going to need to... I guess Eric, my blind general, is the only one available based on... it's still telling me I cannot afford another general. No, I can afford these now. So he's highlighted. It's the ones down here we cannot use, I guess. I can afford a general. The question is, do I want... I don't know which army this is. So I guess what we're going to do is we're going to pick Randolph for this army, wherever it is, and we'll make some adjustments after that. I want Randolph in charge of an army. I don't know who died. I don't know who we lost. But Randolph, this army is yours. The Alamod Pretenders are gone. Kievan Pretenders are gone. Another faction has been destroyed, all in the far distance. John is the one who has passed in Bordeaux. So he was our general. Ralph, I mean, he was our governor. Ralph in London has also passed. And we have a new child to Robert and Philippa. Thomas and Philippa have a son, Ralph. Henry and Juliana have a daughter, Edith. And Edmund, we've got an illegitimate birth via Eric. And His Holiness, a lot of people dying this time. His Holiness has also been gathered up to God, and we have a new Pope. Now let's go find out which freaking army we have our heir as a part of. So one of these down here, let's go find out where Randolph is. I can't even remember the name of the army. Well, there's our king, Richard. There's William. And this is Paul, who got stuck in there even though we didn't really want it. And that's Adam. So where the heck do we have a new general?
We hunger for battle.
Paul, that's that Paul.
At your command.
Alan, where else do I have a general? That's 1, 2, and 4 more over 6. Where's my 7th general at? Aha, that's the guy up in London. That's where my heir is, way far away in the backwaters of London. That's where my other army is.
Commander.
Well, for now, that's where my heir shall be. What we may just do, since it's so quiet back there, is we're going to bring this army out of the home islands here to bring him down so he can help us out in the Iberian Peninsula. What we may do at that point is trade or upgrade his army with different troops that are down there, do some switching back and forth so we can give him a more substantial army is what we'll probably do. But what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to end the episode here. We got a lot of stuff to go through here. We got all sorts of stuff to look at, and we have some movement down here on the Iberian Peninsula. They sent an army over, took a look, and said, get out of here. So we're going to be able to make our investment in battle next time for Evora, and then that looks like we're going to have the mega battle for Lisbon coming up after that. But we outnumber them now. They just got those 2 armies, and their solo general that they recruited ran off into the hills. I don't know to do what, but he ran off into the hills. So hope you enjoyed that battle. Hope you enjoyed that we're finally making progress on the Iberian Peninsula. Give me a thumbs up if you're enjoying that. Let me know any comments, any ideas you may have, any feedback, input you may have. Otherwise, this is ZigZagZog signing off from somewhere in this world. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I really do hope to see you next time. Thanks so much.